This is it. Real talk and whatnot. Alrighty, here we are. I'm here today with my good friend, Philip Vasquez. Philip, how are you doing today?
Address me correctly, motherfucker. I'm your partner,
Oh,
bitch.
yes.
Let's start with that shit.
Okay.
Let me explain.
Go on.
Duffy, that shit, I know it may have sounded gay as fuck, but the context behind that, we were in the middle of that speech, and everyone before me was talking about...
Hold on, real quick. We went in hot real quick. Okay, so Philip is addressing right now why he calls me his partner, and go on.
Okay.
So we're at a Starbucks. We're graduating.
Graduating from Arizona State University. Thank you, Starbucks and Arizona State.
Yeah,
I do
thank
want
you.
to say that.
Yes, I do appreciate you, even though how much I just hated
Didn't
it.
like it. Yeah, for 5 years straight, you're like, I do not want to work here anymore. And then you got that call from your manager. Hey, you want to go to college for free? Okay.
Yeah.
I can do about 2 more years, no problem.
Yeah.
So I was able to put my 2 weeks notice in, and then I quit the 2 days before our trip.
Oh yeah.
When did you quit?
I quit. Yeah, I quit. I was quit before
me?
Before a trip. Before a trip, I quit.
Yeah,
That's all
that
I
felt
know.
nice to be able to do, to quit before your trip. I
Yeah.
don't know. I personally do feel like I quit a little early, but just like
Oh yeah. I
to
do.
be
You were
free-
so excited about it.
to
Yeah,
be
you
free
were
from
like.
Starbucks and all that. drama.
Especially when it's Starbucks is a great job, and it's definitely a better like entry level job than any other job.
Oh,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? I get that aspect of it,
Yeah.
but it eats you away just like any other job. If you were like at a anywhere for 5 years, 6
Yeah.
years, 7 years, and especially
Depending on certain jobs, though, I don't know. Like, at least at those level of jobs,
That's what I'm
being
saying.
there for that long,
entry
yeah.
level jobs, it's
Oh,
just
yeah,
like
But I forgot what I was gonna say. But back to the whole Arizona State trip story. So we go
Okay.
to Arizona, and everyone is giving their speeches about how they've worked for Starbucks. And at Starbucks, we call each other partners. Everyone is considered a partner there, not a coworker, a partner. So everyone is talking about their story at Starbucks
and why it meant so much.
why
to them.
yeah why it meant so much. So I don't know what got into me. I said, all right, I'll go ahead and go up there and say something.
Phil's
And to
hand went
spare
up.
the moment, I went ahead, said what I had to say, and I addressed Micah as my partner, considering him my Starbucks partner and not my
legal
lifetime domestic partner. And his girlfriend was right next to him. His mom was there. My friend, our friend Rafa.
Let me tell you, the feeling in the room when you said my partner wasn't like, oh, this is my Starbucks partner. The other thing is like, you didn't say one of the partners, Micah. You said my partner,
My
partner,
partner.
and that's different than a Starbucks partner, and that's the giant difference right there.
Yeah, that one.
He's
yeah.
like, my partner Micah right here, and then he goes, stops, and he goes, Micah, stand up real quick. And then I was just like, I was supposed to be recording you, and I was like so embarrassed because you called me your partner that I couldn't even hold my phone at your phone at you. Like I was
Dude,
just like,
I didn't even realize what I said until like you guys
Way
mentioned
later,
it up
yeah.
at the end. I'm like, I did? Oh man, whatever. It's
But
good times. That was such a fun trip,
Dude,
dude.
that-
it was.
that trip was
like,
so fun.
Everything that went down there,
Yes.
a lot of fun.
Dude, it was so hot though. I will say that though. Like
Oh
everything
my
went wrong.
gosh.
Arizona's cool and everything, but
Yeah. I
Tempe
looked into
and the
I looked
Tempe?
into see or Tempe.
Tempe, yeah.
I looked in to see how, or because I remember when we were there, I looked in to see how much an apartment was
oh, it's
there.
cheap, right?
Cheap, but dude, teachers get paid. I want to say it was like $26,000.
I believe it's one of the lowest in the country.
What?
Yeah.
That is insane.
I bet you don't have
Crazy.
to go through all the California
Oh yeah,
crap to
Dude,
become a teacher.
I think
I
you
get
have
why
to
we
have
have to, but
a year or 2 years experience in Arizona.
that's it.
Yeah, and here.
Here it's. I bet you we could go over there and be teachers.
Actually, the class I'm taking right now is actually not that hard. Teaching with technology, it's seriously everything I've already been doing online.
Yeah,
So, I mean, well, I guess for context and all our listeners.
Mhm, yeah. What do you
all
do?
our handful of listeners right now, we all appreciate you.
Yeah, exactly.
But I am a long-term substitute teacher at Hoover Middle School, and we've been doing a lot of online work. So
Mhm.
everything the class has
Yeah.
been talking about is... I get on
You're-
there. I'm like, are you serious? I have to do this. My assignment now is how to use Screencastify,
And
and
you're like,
I'm
I
like,
do this every single day.
yes. And I'm like, why do I have to take a class on this?
Yeah.
Just for
that's so
credit,
dumb.
just for money too.
Yeah.
California.
Dude,
They love to take our money.
The cool, I mean, when I was gonna be a teacher, then I was like dipping out on this stuff. Well, I'm trying to be a photography teacher at the JC.
Oh, nice.
Hopefully, no one sees this, but but yeah. So, and all it said that the requirements was 2 years of photography experience and have your bachelor's degree in anything. And I was like, I got that. Like
or
to be a because yeah, I know. It's like it's not a full. You're not full
here in California,
dude. At the JC down the street from me.
That's what I'm trying to figure out because I thought you always had to have your master's.
No,
or your
and I think
PhD.
yeah, that's why I thought I was under that same exact impression. I went to the website, and the website was like, it was just said like requirements, you know, and it just said bachelor's degree in anything, and then it said 2 years of photography experience. And I think it's different because a lot of people don't go to photography school, honestly, and you can still, I think, arguably, you could be a better photographer just self-taught than you can going to school, because going to school, a lot of time you have certain teachers' opinions that are like, and photography is art, so I feel like each person creates their own art, you know what I mean? And I feel like with photography teachers and stuff like that, sometimes they're like pushy again to like, oh, we want you to have this
I like
type
it
of
this
style,
way. Yeah.
this is that or whatever, instead of letting someone find and discover their own art within them.
I never.
But yeah, I saw that I could apply for it, so I was just like, well, I'm applying for that. There's been a lot of burps on here, man. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'm not much of a drinker. You finally got me to drink. Cheers, man. We haven't got that.
Dude, cheers.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here, man.
Yeah, I've been.
I liked when whenever I think what did you see when you texted me? You're like, what the fuck is this? And when the fuck am I on it? Or something like
Is that what I said?
Yeah. But yeah,
I might have said I'm offended.
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was too funny. I didn't realize you had a podcast going
Well,
on.
I don't have. Oh, the first 2 episodes are for you. You can listen to them if you just type in Micah Daly on Spotify.
Oh, really?
For her first 2 episodes are
Oh,
there.
nice.
Yeah.
I'll definitely be on that.
Dude. And my mom listened to it. My mom like texted me the other day, and she was just like, and she was like, this inspires me. Like, I need to get ready for my podcast, like episode, blah blah blah.
Dude, yeah. Speaking of inspiring, like, man, you've been inspiring me all throughout this entire quarantine. So, well, to start off, it was when you started off subbing. It's like, okay, I see someone younger than me doing something that is something more mature than me. It's like I need to get my act straight.
Yeah.
And then over this quarantine, I see you have taken up photography, and now you have this podcast, dude. Like, it's inspiring to me and to other people just to, you know, like...
that's what Lindsay says, that quarantine was, like, bad for a lot of people. She was like, but Micah really shined in quarantine.
Yeah, dude, it's unreal. I mean, I was like... I got some quarantines, but I mean...
Well, it's like, I was never, ever going to get this much time again, or, like, be getting the type of money that you got in when quarantine first hit, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, like, it was just, like, an opportunity for me. Like, I was like, well... better try to do something with my time. And still, like, every single day, and I think it's just people like you in general, every single day, like, I feel like, am I even doing anything? Like, I'm not really doing anything. It's like the same stuff. But it's like, I know, like, what my end goal is. It's just, like, trying to get things in order. And, like, I think just sometimes, like, when you're, like, I don't know, my head's so scatterbrained about stuff, like...
Yeah, and I was gonna say, it helps that our group of friends too, we're all pretty productive too and everything.
Yeah, and like
it's awesome to see, even like we're motivating each other too. I know Ben's one of the big motivators in our group too. I love seeing it.
Yeah, that, and then especially like I don't know, our group is always like, what's that, like, we always know something's up with somebody.
You know and we're close, like, super close, constantly talking every day, even though I have to skip like half the.
Oh yeah, dude. It becomes too much, especially if you miss, like, all of a sudden you're like, I missed 25 messages.
Yeah,
like, it's either
in the matter of half an hour too. You miss so much. It's like, oh great, I can't even catch
fantasy
back
football
up.
Is the worst though. Fantasy football.
I love it though. It's so funny.
It is.
We can, and that's what's great about fantasy football. We can seriously argue at each other and
you literally
strangle each other.
Yeah, you want to strangle each other.
Hate you so much.
Yeah.
The second that week is over, I'm like, hey, what, bro?
Dude, get a beer. That's what made me so happy, because because Tanner was the villain. Like, whether like he was the villain this year.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Harold was the Thanos, which is like he's the villain, but he was a different type of villain. Tanner was the talk shit villain or whatever. But like him at the very end of our New Year's gathering.
The infamous beer mile.
Yes, exactly. But Tanner and AJ were like all buddy, and I was like, look at this. Like, you would think that these two would hate each other.
Yeah,
like, after the messages back and forth all the time. But that's why we keep things separate. Fantasy football chat, one. We should make a political chat, a separate one. We should do just a meme chat, and then we should have a political chat that's separate, because sometimes political get like everyone's like trying to send other stuff in the middle of it, and then people are having arguments and discussions.
You gotta, what is it? You gotta separate church and state. You gotta separate
Yeah.
fantasy football and politics.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and what I loved about the whole fantasy football chat, what it was made literally just for fantasy football.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Oh, that's what Harold was saying yesterday. He was like, everyone knew that was like the go-to joke, right?
Yeah.
When someone posted something wrong, I was like,
Yeah.
someone accidentally sent a meme to that one, and then everyone's like, no, wrong group, and
Wrong-
then
yeah.
send it to the other one, and everyone responds in that one.
And like I don't know. How many group chats do you think you're in right now?
I don't know. I would say
All together, all social medias, text messages, Instagram, Snapchat.
probably I'm only on one or two in Snapchat that are like are kind of
Ours.
or no, three then on
Kind of.
Snapchat.
I
Yeah,
guess.
ours.
We're
is
not. We're
Instagram now.
really slow.
I would-
Memories.
I
at
would
this
say like 8 to 10 probably.
point. Ooh.
Maybe
I'm trying to
7 to
think.
10.
I have one with a video gaming one with my cousins. One me, AJ, and John. I think that's Alex and Ricky.
2 with our group.
Yeah. I'm probably at like 7 or 8.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say that I feel like there's like 7 to 10 for me, but then there's like 4 of them that you use more than the
Oh,
rest of
yeah.
them.
The one, ours on Instagram, I think is the one I check the most. And even at that, I'm like, it's just a notification that I want to get rid of at this point.
Yeah. No matter what, like sometimes people send stuff and I'm like, whatever, completely like dismiss it. Cool.
And-
I'll like the video.
And then when I
whatever.
send something, it's like, I really hope you fuckers are watching this because this shit is funny as fuck.
Yeah, exactly. That happens though, because you're like, that's what Errol was like. You see what I sent in the group chat yesterday? And I was just like,
No.
what was it? And he was like, he told me like just grab the video, and I was like, I missed it. I was like, when did you
No.
send it? He was like, yesterday. I was like, it's one of those ones, you know what I mean, man?
Yeah, and then certain topics I don't even get either. Like Ben when he talks about the stocks, I'm like, I don't understand.
Oh my god,
and like
I want to be like,
and
hey, AJ, Ben, and Duffy, go make your own group chat. Talk about
I
stocks.
wish I could understand it though. I really wish.
No, I'm not even just kidding. I think stocks is cool and everything like that. I don't know though. I'm just like,
That's one thing I wish I knew how to invest a little bit more in, because I know if you know how to invest in it correctly, then you can win some pretty
Mhm.
good money on it. But at the same time, like
you could also lose a lot of some money.
yeah, and then like what's the difference between doing the stocks and DraftKings fantasy football?
yeah.
Like,
Like,
you're
you're gonna-
investing your money in it on predictions of what could happen, just like in the stock market.
Yeah, but I guess with the stock market, it's like at least you can blame the stock market for your loss. Like with DraftKings,
I can blame Juju Smith-Schuster for talking shit and dancing on the fucking what was it the Bengals?
everyone's. I think
And then
pretty sure
fucking
everyone's.
goose-egging? Well, I don't know if he goose-egged that game.
What is
But that
goose egg
shit-
again?
Or complete zero.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that shit pissed me off.
Oh,
He
but you
pissed
would
me off
know
this
because he was on
season.
your fantasy football team this
Yeah,
year.
Fucker. The only one I really kept all season.
Yeah, you also tried to get rid of him all season. To be fair, so
I
like
did.
it wasn't like you were like you just held his value so high, and all of us held his value so low because we knew like.
Everyone knew.
Well, that was like when Claypool was going off, and like you know what I
Yeah.
mean. Like it was, and then
Washington,
Washington. As I'm
yeah.
saying, it was like okay, well, Juju, what like
Yeah, he
Juju,
was no one.
15-point maybe
Who'd
every
you?
week. Who'd you?
Yeah, whatever. I didn't get last.
Well, yep, you didn't,
and I'm so
and you didn't have to
glad-
run the beer mile.
glad we figured that shit out, you motherfuckers. We figured it out. It is a regular season
No,
record.
and as it should be, and
It
as it
should
has
be.
been.
But
However, there definitely was confusion. You thought you
so
were
much
playing.
confusion.
Other people, Ben thought he was playing for
We
it.
didn't vote on it.
Yeah, I know. How do we do it? Yeah.
I don't know how we didn't vote on it.
Oh, it's just that.
It's just we
No,
all
we
thought,
did vote on
this
it.
is a great idea. This is great. This is great. We should do it. We should do it. We
Oh,
should do
yeah,
it.
yeah.
No one brought up to vote on it.
But it's okay.
and we are a democracy, damn it.
That's one of the beauties about the league now, though. It's like that
Oh,
was
it
before. That was in the wild
Saved
days. You know what I
my
mean?
ass.
Sorry, man.
Ben.
Like,
I'm so sorry, Ben. He even texted me in the middle of this. He's like, push for it. I'm like, I got you, bro. We got each other's back. And then it came down to it. I'm like,
I'm gonna save my own ass, man.
I gotta stab you in the back right here, Ben. I'm sorry.
That's why. Yeah. It's like I would have voted the other way if I had to run the beer mile. You know what I mean?
I mean, it wasn't so much voting in that way, kind of. I think that had a lot of fuel why I voted that way, but at the same time, it's just like it really should be that way.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I was put in the bottom 3, what would I be saying at that point?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Because
Then you'd be arguing the other
I
way.
definitely would be saying no. We all definitely said or the consolation bracket. No one cares about the losers bracket though.
No one cares. And so all the past years, if you remember, I remember because I've mainly been in the bottom bracket, you know what I mean?
Loser.
But the loser bracket, you generally can't pick up anyone on the waiver because we're like, hey, don't pick up on anyone on the waiver. Let the top 6 people who are still playing for it use the waiver wire. And this year, people on the bottom waiver wire were picking up shit the whole time. Yeah,
I was trying.
because you obviously all thought it.
I was scared.
But hey, Commissioner, good job, Ryan.
Thanks, man.
Round of applause for dealing with us.
Appreciate it.
So we know we're bad.
The
Okay,
bad commish.
We're not. Yeah, the bad commish.
That was what? Not this
That was-
year.
no,
the year
la-
before.
for the draft. Yeah, we're about to draft, and it was like supposed to be snake draft, and then all of a sudden it was
It was random.
it was
wasn't
in order one way, and then it was just complete like all of a sudden it was random order every single round,
Yeah.
and like we're like, what the hell is
That
going
was not
on?
cool.
And then we were at Richard's house, and we had to postpone it like 2 hours.
And he kicked us out.
And we're just
didn't he?
like, get out of my house. No, he was just like, yeah, you guys can go to Duffy's if you guys want to do that.
It was fun there too.
It was fun there too. It was
Miss
from both
doing
places.
the
That's what.
New
Oh,
Year's Eve gathering.
dude! And then this past year, we're playing nonstop the NFL theme song. What is
Oh,
that? What
the
is
trap-
that? Yeah,
The trap song. I
Yeah,
don't know how to search for it. Definitely
No, I got you.
Finds that shit hella quick.
NFL trap remix.
NFL trap remix.
That's what
yeah.
it is.
Nonstop.
We
at
gotta
the
play
draft
it
this
for
year. That shit was
the-
dope.
For the listeners on here,
You got it right. Oh, yeah.
Tonight, I'll be eating a falafel
Stupid
wrap
ads.
with
sorry you
some
guys.
cheese
There's
wraps.
With no tomato.
oh, Uber Eats. That's
Oh,
a good
that's-
segue to
yeah,
our
yeah,
next
right?
subject.
Yeah.
So after we get this thing for you guys.
Met the foods in here.
Yo, it's the fantasy football draft. That's a fact. Then the contract. Oh shit, Bill is back.
Alrighty, Uber stories.
Okay, so the craziest one, the first one that always comes. Actually, I got 2 that come to my mind. We will do the first time someone
ahead.
puked in my car. So I was first starting off. It was a pretty good gig. Pick up these college students. He comes in and he reeks of weed. Doesn't bother me. It's just okay,
Yeah.
whatever. And then no conversation at all. He's just chilling back there. Hey, don't worry, man. I have pretty good aim. What? Yeah. Don't worry, man. I'll make sure it goes all out the window. No, dude. So when I first signed up, my friend that helped sign me up, he gave me these barf bags. I'm like, oh, ha.
Yeah,
LOL.
I need this.
So I have one in my glove box. I'm like, dude, in here, take it with you. Nothing in my car. No problem. He gets a little bit on my center spot. I'm like, this motherfucker. Send it over to Lyft. This was when I was driving with Lyft, and they're really good to their drivers. So they paid me $150 or $300 for that one little spot. It wasn't that big, but I mean, like,
You still had to clean it though.
yeah, and it took me time to log off, lost money, bar drinking hours.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I
They
lost a
kinda
lot on
compensate
that one.
that way.
It was just the first time. You
So
always
real quick,
remember
sorry,
your
I'm gonna
first
interrupt
one.
you. Uber or Lyft? Who would you prefer to work for?
Right now,
I mean, as a
probably Lyft.
right now as Lyft, but what about like even in the past? Did Uber used to have a good time?
I liked Uber's insurance rates. They were a little bit lower for health insurance, but I have a different insurance and I pay through the roof. But that's we can get to that maybe another episode.
Yeah, I got you.
But that was the first time someone puked in my car. The second time, or actually, there's probably a few more times in between. I've had shit, puke, blood, period blood, actually,
Oh.
and spit.
Okay, well let's just,
All the bodily
well,
fluids.
let's go through them.
Okay, so
Shit.
the next time someone, well, this one's pretty crazy right here. The
Go
puke
ahead.
story. So I pull up. I'm driving back from San Francisco, I think it is. Driving back, and I'm trying. What's dope is you can get rides on the way. So if I'm driving from San Francisco to Merced, I can get rides that only take me to
Oh,
Merced.
that is cool.
So-
I was always wondering if you could do
And
that.
what's awesome is if I take someone to San Francisco, like majority of the time, if I wait long enough, someone's at least gonna want to go over the bridge.
Yeah. Oh,
so
yeah,
that's-
yeah.
Good traffic time, get paid over that.
That, and
So-
then maybe one more, and then
Maybe.
Then
So
you-
from
'cause you do-
Oakland down
Yeah.
into maybe like the not the Bay Area. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
What is that?
exactly.
Pleasanton.
yeah.
So I was What's after what's that mountain you passed? The Altamont? What's that first city coming back from San Francisco into the Altamont? Oh, it's not Ripon.
No, not Ripon. I don't know, man. I'm sorry.
Manteca, north of Manteca.
Stockton?
No.
You would know if you're in Stockton.
Oh yeah. I can't remember the city that it was in. It was kind of off the road though, but it was after the Altamont. So coming from San Francisco off the Altamont, and I picked this guy and a girl up, and this girl is hunched over the guy's bed of his truck, and he comes up to the window, or I pull up. So the bed of the truck is right here, and I pull up right next to him.
Mm-hmm.
And my first thought was, I really should cancel this already.
Mm-hmm.
I should just leave. It's dark. Fuck no. I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah.
But it was a good fare. And I'm like, whatever. Let's just see what happens. The chick was pretty hot too. So he says, hey, man, she's pretty messed up. But I'm good. I'll sit up front. And she doesn't want to get in the man. No, I'm fine. She finally gets in. She's sitting up. And I hear her burp when we start driving.
You're like, oh,
and I'm
God.
like, oh, here it comes. And I give him a bag, and he supposedly caught it, but he didn't. And we pull over, and she is on
behind you,
passenger side, back passenger side,
because you make sure that your back seat is all the way back.
No, and I make sure, like in that situation, you want to make sure she's on that back side because you have to pull over.
Oh, yeah,
she can open her door, whatever side you're on.
Yeah.
So she was on that side. He comes around the back. After she pukes in my car, I pull over again because I hear her burp again. So she does it the first time, pukes in the car, supposedly in the bag. And then I hear her burp again. I'm like, I'm just going to pull over. So I pulled over. He gets out. He moves around. Or no, maybe she was on this side. Anyways, he gets out. He's like, I'll call her Becky. Come on, Becky, you have to puke. You have to puke. No, I don't want to. Full on, gets his fingers and shoves it down her throat.
Finger in your throat. Finger in your throat.
She lets it all out. I'm like, dang, good call, coach. So she refuses to get back in the car. I don't think he really threw her, but he kind of lifted her up. Well, he lifted her up, and she went back in the car.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, she's asleep. She's puked twice. I think we'll be okay. There's no room for him to back.
How far are you driving these people?
They were going to their hotel right around the corner. Maybe 2-3 miles. But with how high the prices were, any ride was going to be good. So I'm like, well, I'm fucking taking this.
Yeah.
So we are maybe half a mile, and he's like, don't worry, man. I'm going to tip you like no other. I'm going to tip you like no other. And for my first experience, my only thought was, unless this fool has $300 in cash on him right now, there's no way I'm not reporting this to Lyft.
Yeah.
So we get to the hotel, and he's like, where are we? I'm like, we're at your hotel. He's like, I don't think this is the one. I'm like, what do you mean? I don't remember. There was 2 different hotels. I don't know, Village or Village Inn or whatever.
Yeah, one
there
of
was
them.
some kind of minor difference in the name.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, this is where I'm going to drop you off. Go ahead and see if your key works. Well, I asked, well, who ordered the hotel? She did. And everything's on her phone. And I'm like, oh, great. There's no way you're going to be able to figure out that. If you guys are the type, I don't have your lock to unlock your phone that. So he goes up, checks the key if it works. She comes back down. He's carrying her in her arms, takes her to the room, drops her off, comes back. He goes up to my window. He's like, you like drugs? I'm like, every now and then I'll smoke weed on the weekends. And he's like, oh, no, I don't have that. Have a good one. And then dipped away. I'm like,
and he didn't give
what were you going to give me?
I know.
Like, I was fucking tripping out the whole way home. And I mean, I didn't say he said that, but I mean, I reported that she puked. That was it. But I'm just like,
let me get some money for this.
What the fuck? If he would have paid me $200, I would be like, okay.
But dude,
I won't report it.
You could have. But I've been saying, even if someone did tip you $200, like you could still report it.
I know.
It get paid like another.
But I can't do that.
Yeah,
you're
so guilty conscience.
Guilty conscience. So that was what? Puke, period blood. Let's get to that one. She's sitting up.
Hold on, we get to that one on the. Can you do a short one? We have 36, or we'll just get to.
Okay, we
Well,
can make it short.
no-
This fucking chick used, I don't know what happened. There was red spot, and I can only assume because it was right after she got up. Right there, yeah. I
Ugh.
got spit in the car, a baby shit in my car.
Oh, my baby's okay.
Understandable,
Yeah.
but still,
Yeah.
I reported all those.
You got any happier stories, Philip,
Yeah.
about these Uber rides?
Yeah. There's a couple more happier stories. There's this one lady. I can't think of her name. Maybe her name is Pat. But
We'll call her Pat for the sake of
yeah,
the story.
we'll call her Pat. So she's blind, and she actually gets around pretty well, surprisingly. But you really have to try and make sure she's in the right spot. So you have to really communicate. Like, is there a pot? She was trying to explain where her house was. So and
How does someone do that? I mean, like, I'm just
She
saying,
has,
like, but I've never seen anything before.
she has one of those
Sticks?
Yeah, the sticks. And I don't know, maybe if it's real or not. I saw it on a
Like their senses are.
What is? Or I saw something where they like click or something, like, and they can like essentially see what's in front of them based on the sound rejecting off. or
Okay, what are
project-
these, like, whales? You know, I mean,
don't
like,
know.
whales can
No,
do,
it was
like,
a
the-
human. I don't know. Maybe I saw it on TV one day, but I don't know. It was a pretty interesting one. She was a really sweet lady. There's a couple other ones out there. I can't think off the top of my
Uh-huh.
head, but just I remember her in particular, like just being able to see her get around still and do her grocery shopping and all that other stuff. I think she had a little service dog that kind of helped her out. I don't know. I think it's more of an emotional support.
Mhm.
But she's
She should have a service
Poli-
dog.
very
Very blind, but yes, go on.
but she didn't have it with her.
That's wild.
She opened the door, went to, or I was helping her with the groceries, and that's when the dog came out. Like, but you didn't take it to the store? I didn't ask, but I'm
Yeah,
just like,
yeah.
okay, but
She's like, this is not even my dog. Whose
I
dog
don't
is
know.
this?
Maybe I don't know. I can only hope that she's one of those people like that doesn't want to depend on it too
Yeah.
much. So I mean, she was a nice lady.
But is there anything else? She's just a nice blind lady.
Yeah, nice blind lady. That's all there really
That's
is.
the
to
happier
it.
nice
I don't know. She was just really nice blind lady. I don't know.
That's all good. All good. All right. So since, I mean, this is Real Talks Whatnot, I said in my intro video, I talk about people's passions, and I mean, I don't know if I've actually gotten into it with too many people. Last guest definitely more than the others. But Philip, do you mind telling me something that you're passionate about?
Yeah, currently, my teaching credential, when we first started substitute teaching, when both of us, when we
Yeah.
first started substitute teaching, I got my first long-term assignment. And when I got my first long-term assignment, I was happy, mainly because it was just going to be a pay raise after so long.
And it's like, it feels like you can get used to the class. It's
Yeah.
not like when you go into substitute every class, like, I don't know, like random
And
classes
each
every
grade level,
day.
too.
Yeah, then it's just like the kids like know you're just the sub, you know what I mean? But like if
And they
you're
can
the
play
sub for
pranks on
like
you.
yeah, but if they're like the sub for 3 months, it's just like you get to know the kids and like what gets them to tick, and like it's a lot cooler because I basically that happened to me this year at Golden Valley.
Yeah. But I was there maybe a couple weeks. This pay raise started to go up after the 10th day, and
Oh wait, this is the one where you got the phone call, right? It's middle of summer, isn't it summer? And you get a phone call.
okay. So the way I got this phone call, actually,
Yeah.
So it was actually the day of their staff meeting at 7 a.m. in the morning. I got the phone call if I wanted to work for 3 months.
You're like,
at
yes, please, yes,
Crookshank.
please.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm on that. So it is the staff meeting to just the
From-
beginning of the year.
Yeah.
I'm in
My
might be-
orange shirt.
my orange shirt, a black tie. Honestly, I think I might have been my orange shirt because it's Crookshank and they're orange. I'm like, I can go in Crookshank orange.
Oh my god. They're like, who the hell is this guy?
Me and the
Mr.
principal.
Orange Shirt.
Me and the principal are the only ones in a tie. Everyone else is in summer gear, shorts, flip flops,
They're like,
tank tops.
I'm not in teacher mode yet. I gotta
No,
wait.
and I'm the only one, just dressed up. Oh, I was so embarrassed. But anyways, a couple weeks into it, I was walking to the classroom. I had to go to the office for something. I'm walking back, and a student, she looked over me, said, "Hi, Mr. Vasquez," and I don't know what it was, the excitement in a student's voice just to say hi to your teacher.
Yeah, I
is-
know exactly what you're saying.
It turned me around.
That-
instantly that the next day in class, it was completely different. Like, I wanted to be there. I
Yeah.
realized like I've impacted a student just the slightest enough for them to even want to say hi to me.
Dude.
What happens if I put more effort into it?
Yeah.
So
And like some people, like they might not like their actual teacher, but like the long-term substitute they do get, they can connect better with them than they can with the actual teacher. And
Yeah.
like that's really cool. That's what happened to me. So whenever I did the month at Golden Valley, it was just like it was just like I literally got to the point to where they're like, oh, we're replacing you with someone else for a month. And I was just like, hey, if there's anything I can do, like I want to stay with this class. It's not that like. And like, cause he straight up asked me, he was like, do you want to be a teacher? And I was like, honestly, like, I don't want to be an English teacher. Like, I don't, but like, I will do it for these kids or whatever. And he was just like, we're just going to replace you with a different one. But like, then like, I would see the kids who were in my class and like, oh, hi, Mr. Daly. Hi, Mr. Daly. And then one of them was like, oh, Mr. Daly, like, I like the way you teach a lot better than the new one, blah, blah, blah. And like, it makes you feel like, oh man.
you're actually
like,
doing something
and
right.
it was like a month into it, like you finally got the hang of it. You get to know their names. You get to know like how you can joke with them. And it's so much harder joking with students when you have a mask on, dude, huh? Like no one knows you're smiling.
I didn't have to do in class like that.
Oh yeah.
We almost did. And then
It sucks for me because it's like I'm like smiling, saying something kind of serious, but like the kids
I didn't even think about
the kids
that.
like don't know how to take it, and like then I'm realizing like, oh, I'm smiling right now, but they can't even see that I'm smiling.
you have a sarcastic tone.
Yeah, but
Or
they don't
you're
know
saying
me.
something sarcastic, but they can't see a smile to put it two and two together.
Yeah, exactly.
That sucks. I didn't even think about that because I'm always joking on the camera. I'm always joking, and they're joking with me too, and that's kind of what's so fun about it too. It's like, and I was even like in my credential program, they were saying 7th graders, they start to pick up on sarcasm a little bit.
Oh, a lot more,
and
yeah.
me, I can be so sarcastic.
All of
I
us.
lay it on it thick too on them, and they pick up on it, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
pretty fun.
And then, so if you could, so basically, teaching has become your passion through basically just a job, and then it became
A random assignment.
Yeah.
One student said hi, and I'm just like, I'm impacting.
I know
a
exactly.
kid's life, and it's just like I want to know, like, if I put more effort into this, and I can make these lessons fun for them, that they'll enjoy it.
And the thing is too, like the thing that was coolest is like I've talked to like multiple teachers and like they say like, yeah, passion the students and everything, that's like important, stuff like that. But what's more important than anything is just like make an impact on these students, like make them remember you.
connection.
Yeah, make them remember you. Like that's it. Like should like make them know that like, oh, like Mr. Daly or Mr. Vasquez, like
Miss Delgado, you were my favorite teacher.
which one? And
6th grade, she was my 6th grade teacher.
is that Miss Delgado who went to be a high school teacher or no?
I don't think she's a high school teacher right now.
Okay.
I think she's a librarian somewhere. But Miss Delgado, she was one of my favorite teachers.
Yeah, well, apparently, I just told my mom, like looking back at my childhood, I was like, yeah, my 2nd grade teacher, Miss Powell, was like my favorite teacher. And she was like, really? Because you came home every single day and talked about how much you did not like that class. I'm like, well, she like definitely made an impact on my brain then, like that.
Yeah, it's crazy what happens, like the impact lifelong. Like I'm 30 now, and I was 11, 12 years old. So 20 years later, a teacher still having an impact on my life. Like, that's crazy to think about.
That is.
But what's funny is I want to ask you this too.
Okay.
When you go on campus and you see other teachers, do you see them as a teacher or do you see them as a coworker?
No, I see him as a teacher.
As a teacher still, dude. When I go in there, I'm like, hi, Mrs. Flores. How are you doing today?
Yeah.
I'll see you in class. But it's like, wait a minute. You're at the same level as them now.
I mean, like, I'll go
You can address them as their first name.
And I just try to vibe but like sometimes like some teachers just ignore you, and that's cool. Like I'm
Yeah,
fine
I
with
don't
that.
care.
I don't know you,
Yeah.
you don't know me. We don't have to talk. That's whatever. But it's always like
'Cause there is teacher
and then
drama.
then sometimes people do, and they just acknowledge you because you're like walking around like they're they're like, oh, you're
Just
a
to be
substitute.
polite, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's completely nice.
But no, that's really funny that you say that. Yeah, it's because it's like, hey, we are the teachers, but like we still go to the campus and we still feel like we're the kids.
The
on
students, yeah, all the time. Like the principal popped in the classroom.
That's a funny aspect. It's like I never thought about that. Like I don't know. I never thought that. And that is how I feel. But like,
Yeah.
every time I go on campus, I'm just like pretend.
Yeah, pretend
Yeah.
to be an adult, and we don't know what we're doing. But the principal popped into the classroom like, oh my god, the principal's here, the principal's here, the principal's here, the principal's here.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute,
I'm not even.
I'm the teacher. I run this show.
Yeah. And you're like also like I'm not even in my like like you know what I mean. Like he's not. I mean he's viewing you to see how you're doing, but he's not like viewing like you're just a long-term sub in the scenario. Like It's not even that like I don't know. I know what you mean.
Oh yeah, they were definitely trying to check up. I mean, they pop into everyone's class.
Yeah,
It's pretty
yeah.
frustrating. And I think what they were checking on was other students to see if they're logging into class. Because that was a big issue
Oh.
going on too with distance learning, like students not actually logging into the class.
Oh yeah, trust me, I know. Kids would log in, and then their screen would just go be black, and like I'd be like, hey, blah blah blah, we're waiting on you, because I could see all their screens, and they're just like
20
not
minutes
there.
later, did you call me?
Yeah, yeah. Oh my god, I hate that. Like, did you call my name?
I just woke up from a nap. Did you call me?
Yeah.
They don't say that though.
Oh, I saw this one kid, like he like turned on his he like logged into class and like he didn't have his camera blocked or whatever, and he was just like laying in bed like with his shirt off like this, and then all of a sudden he saw and he was like, oh, like and he turned it off, but I just was like laughing because like I'm just like these kids are just literally like laying in bed with their camera off,
Waking
turning on
up.
their computer and just sleeping, especially during first period,
Oh,
like
yeah.
during first period, and I
Yeah.
get it, like I feel so bad for the kids right now because they were literally in class from let's say 8 o'clock till 2, we'll say 8 o'clock to 2, 3 o'clock, right? And then all the teachers are telling them to go do homework as well, or most of the teachers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, you're telling me the kids are supposed to be on the computer for 10 to 12 hours every single day,
Pretty
and then
much.
you're going to punish them if they are not on the computer for 10 to 12 hours a day.
Yeah,
It's so
a rough
sad. Yeah,
situation.
no, it
Especially
is.
that screen, just any screen is not good. For
They're
your
addicted
eyes
to
for so
everything
long.
too. I mean, we're addicted to everything,
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah, it's rough.
It is.
How do you get away from it? Ooh,
It's okay. It's
close.
empty. I just keep
And
going.
It's
I keep
it's
going
a
for it.
Samsung. We're good.
Yeah.
The reason why we can't have a group message on
Yeah.
text messages is because me. Who else?
I think that's just you
Duffy?
now. No, Duffy. Oh, and Errol. You and Errol.
Oh, thank God. I'm
Thank
not alone.
thank God you're not alone. If you were, then everyone would be like, "Hey, Phil, we're gonna have this group message. You can
Honestly,
choose to join."
I almost thought about getting an iPhone. I think I need a new one because it's not
The
running
re-
as fast.
The reason I did get I got a new iPhone, but the only reason I did is because like I got AT&T installed. Like first off, I was going off my parents' Comcast. They have like the community Comcast. So if my parents have Comcast, I log into it and I was just streaming stuff through Netflix here for like 4 months. And I was like, okay, I need to get real internet so I can actually like download stuff and stuff like that. So then I got AT&T and they came out and there was like this dude and he was just like. He was like looked at my old phone. He was like, I see you have a pretty old iPhone there, and he was like, it looks like it's it's not in good quality. And
What
I,
iPhone was
it was
it?
iPhone 8, which is pretty old, but yeah, but I had dropped it that month, and so like there was hella cracks all
Oh,
over
it just
it.
looked rugged.
Yeah, and he was just like, doesn't look like it's too good a shape. And I looked at him, I was like, to be fair, I cracked it this month, but go on with your sales pitch. Like, go on, I'm interested. But basically, I was paying my mom $40 a month for my old phone, and this iPhone 12 is $55 a month with my phone line and
Oh, that's
everything.
cheap.
And so they're basically, because I'm left Verizon to go to AT&T, they rewarded me with pretty much a free phone. You know what I mean?
Ooh, that's nice. I wonder if Verizon will do that. To
Oh,
me
and
if
they
I go over.
oh you have AT&T
It's not
already?
AT&T.
Well, and AT&T does a little teacher discount. If you tell them, they'll give you like 15% off, I think, your whole entire bill.
My subbing thing is up in like.
Do you have the card? Do you have like I mean, do you just have a ID card? You don't have an ID card with like your name from the school?
Mm-mm.
Really?
Sub didn't get that. Yeah.
Oh, we got it.
I didn't ask. For
I
that.
have it. That's why
Lucky. I
I'm,
want that cool badge.
I'm unemployed and have a teacher's discount. What do you know?
Hey, you got to work the system.
Yeah,
somehow.
he was like, "You have an ID card?" And I was like, "I do, yeah." Like normally I don't, but like, so then he just puts the ID card on file. So like, I'm always a staff member at GV.
Oh, nice. That's great.
Yeah, that is awesome. Thanks, AT&T guy. You never saw this.
So is it just because you went the whole phone thing is why you went over to AT?
Yeah, and then as soon as me and Jimmy went on a trip, and like instantly, I was like, I had no service.
Yeah,
He
also,
had no
I remember
service.
you always had service. When
Yeah.
we went out camping and everything. Like, hey, let me call my mom real quick. Let her know we
Yeah,
made it.
yeah.
Like, yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. And then I realized we went up to the mountains, and like I was like, Jimmy was like, I don't have any service at all, and I was like, I have no service at all. It's like, oh, this is what AT&T does
yeah.
to you, man. Like, but like AT&T does have the service that Verizon doesn't as well. But AT&T is not the mountain towns around here.
Yeah, it seems like where AT&T has service, Verizon doesn't. Verizon
Yeah.
has service, AT&T doesn't, vice
Yeah.
versa.
And then I guess T-Mobile's the thing.
5G nationwide. Those commercials.
Yeah, because but T-Mobile and Sprint, they combined. What is it? I wonder. I don't know what it is.
T-Sprint? I don't know.
The T-Sprint.
be a gay ass name for it.
Yeah. So you're passionate about.
Oops, can I say that?
Yeah, I think earlier we were saying gay ass, and like the whole thing is like, I mean, we don't mean it, and
Oops. Just oops.
oops, yeah, our bad. My apologies. It's dumb. Anyways.
Right. There's so many other words we can use. We can get better at that.
Oh, dude, like Hillary Duff had this commercial one time, and it was just like that's lame, stupid, and there was like stuff that like actually like talked crap about other things. Like I can't even name the words, and it was like all these things. It was like, and you chose gay to describe that. It was like, come on, get original. And I'm just like, yeah, but like you were also just hating on a whole bunch of other things that weren't related to it. Like how is that you just because it's not against gay people or against other things is okay? But
You just hated on a bunch of other things.
yeah. My favorite is I was thinking like the old commercials. It's like that weed commercial, and it's like the people on the couch, and it's
Oh,
like and it's a girl that's like completely deflated.
balloon?
Yeah, she's completely deflated, and it's just like Amanda used to be our friend, but now look at Amanda. She doesn't do anything since she started smoking weed, and she's like deflated on the couch, and it's just like I'm like okay, like clearly
I know Rogan. He has a
bit
that-
about it, isn't
yeah,
there?
the dog talking one.
Oh,
I didn't
yeah,
even think about
yeah.
it until he said it. I'm like, he brings up a really good point. Like, the only people who would think to have a commercial about talking to an animal would be people on drugs.
Yeah. That is true. I keep grabbing this as if there's something
There's
in
still
it.
more in there. I know. I want another one, but it's a weekday and I got work tomorrow morning.
What is today? Wednesday? Yeah, today is Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah,
we were supposed to have a staff meeting, but supposedly no one showed up. I forgot to check my email too on that, just because I don't know. It's not on my work computer, so you don't think.
Oh, it's not.
it was
Everything's
my
not
personal
logged in and
computer, yeah.
everything.
I couldn't see all my students, which was pretty funny today in our book.
So, and when are you guys online till?
I don't know, but I'm with them until March 26th, and today is January 27th. So,
So 2
more
months.
months. Dang, I didn't even think about that. Makes me a little sad.
And then
thinking about that.
it does. Like, I always said, like, I didn't even tell the kids until like the day of, like, I was not gonna be.
Yeah, I'm not gonna remind them. They bring it
Yeah.
up enough.
Yeah.
And it makes me sad too. I'm like, man, no, don't bring it
Yeah.
up. I know.
Is the teacher on leave for having a baby or something?
Yeah, for 3 quarters. So for 1 quarter, almost less than a quarter, I'm there a week into the 4th quarter.
Dang,
So, yeah.
really?
So they're gonna have their
You would-
regular teacher for less than a full quarter.
Man, that kind of sucks. For
I know.
them.
So I feel
Not
like the
in
real teacher. and
Yeah.
I'm just like, man, I can't
And
even
you-
see them.
Yeah.
A couple of them would be on campus.
Hopefully
you know,
you
you
can
drive
go-
by and all that, but
Were you guys never on campus?
never. There were a handful of them on campus. At-risk students. They had a
Yeah,
certain
yeah.
classroom they went
And
to.
in certain kids that they have like if they don't have internet and stuff like that.
Yeah.
they
So,
have-
but what I didn't get was they made the at-risk students go to one teacher. When I had those students in that class, they were having issues, and I don't know if I would have been able to go into that classroom.
Oh.
He's like right around the corner from me, and your next door neighbor.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I could just go over to their computer and be like, oh no, do this. But I didn't know if that was COVID protocol
Yeah,
or
or
whatever.
okay.
And it's like, why not just put him in my room? I have no one in my classroom.
Yeah, that's
I would have
weird.
loved to have one student all year. I haven't had one student. And to have just
Dang.
one of them.
That's wild.
And
man.
an
I thought
at-risk
you were
student,
like
too,
what
that
I
would've
was
been even
doing
better.
in class and
Nah.
online.
That would have been nice. I mean, I could have done it too. I mean, one student to the rest of them online, that'd be so much easier to do.
Oh,
And
yeah.
manageable. I
You could
think.
at least help that student.
Yeah.
You know what
whereas
I mean?
you had 15 in person,
And then like 20 non-person.
20 non. Yeah,
We
I
always,
couldn't do.
well, it
couldn't
was
try
like
and manage
15
that.
max. But then it was like, when some classes would have 3-4 kids, and then other classes would literally have like 15 kids. And so it was like,
Was there a certain number you guys couldn't go over?
we can go
20?
over 15.
Oh, 15.
Yeah, yeah. But it was weird because it was like some kids were on like they would come to school Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then other kids would and then they would switch. So the next week the kids would cut the opposite group of kids would come Monday,
I
Wednesday,
remember them
Thursday,
talking about
Friday.
schedules like
Yeah,
that.
and it was just like it's like why don't you just do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, and then alternate those?
Yeah.
That sounds way more simple than like 4-2, 2-4, like back
morning,
and forth.
afternoon.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
just
They
seemed
were
like-
trying to do that with us, and we were trying to figure it out. I'm like, I can't figure it out. How do we expect these students to try and figure this out?
That was my first staff meeting. They were pretty much like, you can't even figure this out for the teachers. Like, how are we supposed to figure it out for the
And
students?
now, halfway through it, we really should just keep it online. Just so it's easier. We understand how stuff is going. And I don't remember which one of us were talking about it, but and I kind of think about it too, like and it's crazy to try and think like a seventh grader. So if you're a seventh grader right now, you left elementary school as the quote unquote big sixth grader because
Mhm.
they go 1 through 6. And now you skip that seventh grade period to, get put back down
Yeah.
into your spot. And now you're gonna go into 8th grade with that big person on campus mentality again. Like, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see schools
Well,
when they
and
come
like,
back.
th-
Or I
think
can only
about
hope.
think about the juniors last year, and then now they're seniors this year, and they pretty much didn't get to go to school for 2
That
years.
suck. And there's
Or
so
like,
much fun things to do
yeah,
on your senior year.
just
too.
yeah, just the
Prom. Well, I didn't go to prom,
dude.
but
Senior
still,
week
I
was.
mean,
Did you have senior week at your school where like the last week of school,
it was
like
like pretty much nothing.
yeah, they had like a hypnotist, like
Oh yeah.
like food trucks, just random stuff that was all for senior. I mean,
Yeah.
it was just like a cool little thing. At least like not that it was like that cool, because even in high school you're like, this is pretty stupid and lame. Like you're just finding a reason for it to be lame. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But like now you don't even have the option of any of that. Like
Yeah.
I just feel so bad for the kids.
Yeah, definitely. If I was in that situation, I would do anything to just because we were even talking about it today. I know, or not today, earlier this week. I was talking about sports with some of the students. I'm like, man, if I knew some of you guys were in sports, I would be at any one of your guys' games.
Yeah.
Volleyball, I don't know how it works. I'd be there. Soccer,
Yeah.
I kind of get it. I'll be there. Baseball, I definitely get that. I'll be at those. I'll be
Yeah.
umpiring those. Basketball, I'd be there for you guys. And it just sucks because it's like that's another thing. That's that connection you have with the students, and you can't
Mhm.
have that this year.
Yeah.
So I was trying to find a way with connect with them. They play video games a lot. So have you heard of that game Among Us?
yeah.
Zach kind of brought it up.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I try and play with that with them at lunch on Fridays. So they
Oh,
look
really?
forward to
Just
it.
through the computer.
Well, you play it on your phone. And you just send the code through,
Oh.
and you can either chat on the game. And I'm like, you guys just chat on the microphones here instead of trying to type things out on the game.
Oh, so you're all playing at lunch together.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
it's pre-
pretty cool.
Yeah, I try and that's another thing. There's no lunchtime activities for these kids.
Yeah. There's
No lunchtime activities.
There's not even like in the class they can't even walk around. Like you know what I mean? Like normally, like you can
Yeah.
walk around, go to the bathroom, get up. Like you
Yeah.
can't even do that anymore.
Sucks to be a kid right now.
Yeah, it
Kind of easy to
does.
ditch though. Just turn your microphone and
Yeah.
your camera off. Yeah, I'm here.
It's
I'm
easy
here.
not to learn a lot of stuff because some of the kids have proven like, and like I get it too, but it's just like I don't even know how to force the kids to
You
learn.
can't force someone to want to learn. There's some students in there. We had one kid, he said, or it wasn't my student, but they said he lives on like a big ranch or something, had no connection out there. He had a chair, umbrella, and his Wi-Fi out there in class.
Where?
In the middle of his ranch, in the rain, sitting in under an umbrella in class. I'm picturing that. I'm just like, what? Because that's where he had the best connection at.
Poor kid.
I know. And then you have students over here who have the best internet connection,
Screen
the best
off,
Mac,
closing.
yeah, playing
Yeah.
video games. I'm like,
You
the
use
drive is just up here and down.
You use
here.
Go Guardian.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's
or
a,
you can monitor their screens.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
we
that
call
one.
it's light speed for us.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But you
same
still
thing,
monitor
though.
them, yeah.
Yeah, you get to see all what they're doing on their screens.
And I noticed today they're starting to pick up. Like, all right, go to your book. Boom, 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 boom. They were all there quick.
Yeah.
Within 5 minutes.
Well,
Can you get your book open? It's here.
yeah. All I did was like, all right, everyone have their warm-up journals open, and then I'd be like, all right, good job. Start naming the kids who do have it
Yeah.
open, and then I look at the screens. And I'm like, alrighty, I'm waiting on, and I call all the kids, and
Oh, you
then
call 'em out?
I call every single one of them out because it's like 15 of them, so it's like whatever.
Oh,
and
yeah,
so I call all
guess.
of them out, and right, and then like those kids will do it, and then it'll be like 5 kids, and I'll be like, all right, I'm still waiting on blah blah blah.
Oh,
and
you
then
call the
like
final 5.
yeah,
and
no,
all
I
those?
do it all the way,
Oh.
and I'll be,
I feel
no,
bad for those because I
well,
don't want to single them out.
kinda, but also my thing was like some kids just aren't at their computer, and that's how you tell they're not at the
Oh,
computer.
yeah.
Like, and then I'd be like, blah blah blah, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Blah blah blah, and like no response at all. No one's on their
Oh,
screen.
It seems like you're just having connection issues, right?
Yeah.
Let's just chalk it up to connection issues. How often did you get blank work turned in? I did all my homework. How did I get 0?
oh my god,
Dude, you turned
I
in
have a good-
blank work.
I have a good story.
Go.
So I freaking so like they're like, you're teaching English, right? And I had to do like the rising action, the climax, the resolution, all that type of stuff, right? So it was about the story that we had just done in class. And so I was filling out, like, I had posted it on the Google Classroom, right? And then I went back to my drive and I was editing it for myself. And so I was like writing in all the right answers and everything like that. Well, apparently, like, it just gives them the access to my actual link. So I go in first period and I open it. I'm like, so you guys are doing this. And it's like basically character traits and stuff like that. And I open it up and everything that I've done is there. And I'm like, well, and I just play with it though. I'm like, well, Mr. Gialli was nice enough to do the first 7 questions with you guys. All you guys have to do is write your name and do question number 8, okay? 8 and 9. That's all you guys have to do, right? And kids would literally turn it in just instantly. They wouldn't even change my name. It would say like agent. It would say Mr. Gialli. And then it would be 1 through 7 done without 8 and 9. And I was like, you can't turn this in. Like, I did this work. I know I did. Like, I'm literally only asking for question 8 and 9. And kids would just still turn it in. Or they change their name, turn it in. And I'd be like, or it'd be like a character trait. And they'd like put like the most random quote there. And I'm like, just a character trait, dude. Like,
Have you ever had a kid try and Google copy and paste something in?
oh, it's like, so they don't even change the text. Like, you know what I mean?
The words are bold.
Yeah.
I had one. I'm like, can you please stop using Google? Okay. I'll stop. No, they didn't.
Or it'll be like, they'll have like quotes and stuff in it. I'm like, what is going on?
I feel bad because English is their second language.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they're not comprehending, but I'm like, you will not find the answer on Google. I promise you. You will find it in the book faster than on Google. And if anything, I know that's not how you talk.
Yeah.
You can't. Oh God, I can't even utter those words out.
No, I know. But
I know
you
you can't speak English that well.
No.
You can't put a sentence together, and you're trying to copy and paste something onto Google.
Yeah, exactly.
Come see me. Come tell me what you found. I'll help you out.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll help you put it in your own
And
words.
I think kids are just more afraid to not afraid, but they're just like, asking for help is a harder thing and admitting they're like wrong is a harder thing for them to do than like they can Google it or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
And one thing I've been trying to tell my students is in class, you can say, I don't know. If I say, where is the story taking place? Feel 100% comfortable telling me, your teacher, I don't know, because it's okay. Sometimes when you read something the first time, you're not going to like know where it's at. Like, I get it. But when it comes to the homework or an essay or anything like that, don't you dare put I don't know.
yeah. Well, no, it sucks though, because sometimes you're reading a book as a class and you're playing it for the students, right? Like I was. And I was like, real quick. Every 5 minutes I'd stop and be like, blah, 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 summarize what happened. And I was doing with my online students, and I went down 8 students, and all of them were like, I don't know, or they didn't respond. And I was just like, alrighty, can any online student at all please tell me what's going on? And one of them finally was like, well, it's this, blah, blah, blah. And then I get to that same group that was online in class, and they're the most talkative group. And I'm like, what the hell?
Doesn't add up sometimes.
Yes. Alrighty, you guys. Well, this is episode number 7, I think. I don't know.
7, nice. Lucky
7.
number 7. Nice.
Exactly. Philip, thank you for being here, sir.
Thanks, man. Thanks, partner.
Thank you, partner. I appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Alrighty, catch you later.
Bye, world.